everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. This is the Brittany React Show, and on this show we talk all things entertainment news and movie news. I've been kind of chronicling to you the sort of demise of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not just Marvel but also Hollywood in general. There's no strike news today, it's all entertainment news. We do have some fun positive news to talk about for a change. At least at the very end with the member question. I tried to give it a little bit of a positive spin today. But I do have some fun topics to discuss, including a whole trailer reaction from Mean Girls. We are going to talk about Captain Marvel. No, what is it called? The Marvels. Oh my god, too many Marvels. We're going to talk about The Marvels. Again, I'm seeing it this Friday. Actually, technically I'm seeing it on Thursday. So I'm reviewing the movie on Friday. So if you want to hear my thoughts, join me on the Friday live discussion where I'm going to have a whole live stream at 1 p.m. where we're just going to talk about the Marvels. So make sure you subscribe for that. So I'm really looking forward to it. Although looking at these reviews, I'm a little bit hesitant. But I do see right off the top, both Shelly Lee and Dadpool gifted 5 memberships. You guys are absolutely incredible. I deeply appreciate the support you give to the channel. That is so kind of you. We are going to get to the member comments at the very end of the live stream. Thank you so much, Shelly Lee and Dadpool, for gifting memberships. Who's a member now? Okay, so we have Alex, April, Metronoma, Alexander Padilla, Marilyn Cherry. From Dadpool, we have Blackstar04, Indigo Phoenix, Ankai Ki, Gly, and Ethan Tremblay. So thank you, each and every one of you who is now a member. That means you get to support the channel, but also that means you get to comment on the members only post on the community page. So that's great. I'm glad that we're growing our community. We're growing the community page. It's great. Not talking about Ghostbusters today, Josh, or Shrek 5. I think I'll save that for tomorrow's stream. But we have a lot of good stuff to go over today as well. Hi, Jared the Great. All right, let's get to the first topic then. So, as I mentioned, well, I didn't mention this yet, but there is a live-action Legend of Zelda movie in the works. Now, I think this is a great idea. I think this is going to be very successful. Obviously, this is from Nintendo. Nintendo already had a super big hit this year with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So, I'm pretty sure, I was looking up the sales for Legend of Zelda. These sales are actually pretty incredible. If you look at the game that just came out on Switch this year, it sold 18.51 million copies. I mean, it had $18.5 million in sales is what I'm trying to say. That is very impressive. And then the Breath of the Wild game from 2017, that made 32.35 million. So this is pretty incredible. This is a very popular property. I would say probably after the Mario, Zelda is probably Nintendo's second most popular property. So I think this movie has a lot of potential. I think this could be very huge. But I do also think this means Nintendo isn't going to do a cinematic universe. A lot of people were wondering once the Super Mario Bros. Movie did well, oh, does this mean Nintendo's going to branch out a cinematic universe where Illumination is going to take a different Nintendo property, turn it into animation, and then we'll have Mario meeting up with Zelda, and then we'll have an Avengers style movie with the Super Smash Bros. A lot of people were really hoping that because the Mario movie did so well, this meant that we were going to get some sort of cinematic universe for Nintendo. But I don't think that's going to happen because Illumination is actually owned by Universal. So Mario is a Universal movie. And as we just said, Legend of Zelda is actually going to be produced by Sony. So not only is one animated and one going to be live action, but they're also in 2 different studios. So I don't think Nintendo is going the cinematic universe route, which I think is probably very smart, seeing as how Marvel's having problems with it. DC has never really been able to do it. So many other companies and IPs have tried and failed, so I think it's probably smart to just focus on each property individually. That's probably the smartest way to go, to be honest. Shelly Lee says, I bought BOTW and didn't leave my couch for Breath of the Wild didn't leave my couch for 3 months. Nintendo, yeah, I mean the Zelda games are extremely popular. That's why I think this has a lot of potential. I even think a live action Zelda with how the graphics of Zelda are so like vast and you get to be lost in this huge fantasy world. There's a huge potential for escapism for this movie. I think this just has a lot of potential, honestly. Okay, Nate is excited for a Zelda movie. I hope they do it well. Jojo Rob, one of Brittany's prophecies coming true yet again. Yes, I think I mentioned Zelda probably becoming a movie a while ago, didn't I? Yeah, I definitely saw this coming. This felt like a no-brainer once the Super Mario Bros. Movie did well. Now, Wes Ball is going to be the person directing this. If you're not familiar with Wes Ball, he did the Maze Runner movies, which I thought were okay. I never saw the last one, but I thought the first two were pretty decent. What I'm happy about, though, is that he actually tweeted 10 years ago, actually more than 10 years ago, that one of his dream projects would be to direct a Legend of Zelda game or a Legend of Zelda movie. So it sounds like we have a fan behind the wheel here. Behind the wheel? Behind the wheel. We have a fan behind the wheel. So that makes me a lot more confident that we're going to get something good. Because obviously Nintendo is going to want to have their hand involved. Nintendo's not going to let anyone do something with their properties without their say-so. But what I like here is that the director, Wes Ball, also seems to be a fan. So it seems like it's going to have the people who are making this movie actually care about the property. So we might not get a whole bunch of changes and modernization stuff. I don't see it happening, at least. Tracer says they should cast the kid who played Sweet Tooth as Link. Fairly androgynous and looks cute with pointy ears. We are going to talk about the Link casting in a second. Yeah, we might need all new actors. But we'll see. Boredom says, I've always been a Zelda fan. I'm really hoping this movie is done well and doesn't end up being woke. We'll see. It would be really dumb of them to, like, race bend or even gender bend Link or whatever. That would be crazy. I don't see them doing something like that, especially since Nintendo was doing it, and Nintendo is going to be very strict with their IP. So, Wes Ball apparently had some movie called Mouse Guard that got canceled during the Disney-Fox merger, and I wanted to point this out because look at this. These images here look, I think, pretty good. They show that Wes Ball at least has an eye for world building and fantasy environments. Whatever this movie was going to be, it looked like at least visually it was going to be pretty good. So I think, again, he looks like Wes Ball might be the right guy for this. Now, who might not be the right guy for this, unfortunately, is Derek Connolly. He is going to write the script for this movie, and Connolly has previously wrote on Jurassic World and Detective Pikachu. I kind of like the first Jurassic World. I like Detective Pikachu. But if you've been watching my show for any length of time, you know one of my least favorite movies is Jurassic World Dominion. And this dude wrote Jurassic World Dominion. I no longer trust this movie. It could be good. Wes Ball, he seems like a competent director. I like that Nintendo's going to be heavily involved. But the writing is always super important. And the same guy that wrote Jurassic World Dominion is writing this. So I feel like it's probably doomed. But, he did okay with Detective Pikachu. So maybe Jurassic World Dominion was some, like, studio interference. Or maybe it was the director's fault. I don't know. Even though I thought the script was pretty bad. But that is like, I was all super for this movie until I saw this. Now I'm like, oh no. My excitement definitely got deflated a bit. Nintendo Gaming Chair, thank you so much for the super chat. Disney would screw it up with miscasting. Oh, if Disney was making the live-action Zelda game, it would be a very different movie. For sure. I think they would probably film the whole thing in the volume, unfortunately. Oh, you think it's going to be the middest movie of all time? We'll see. Oh, Evil Connor thinks Wes Ball is a terrible name. It kind of is. I kind of agree with you. Well, since you guys want to talk about the casting, who should play Link in the live-action Legend of Zelda game? This is a very iconic character. Fans are going to have a lot of hot takes and hot opinions about who plays who. They're going to want someone who's perfect for this role. And someone that always comes up a lot, and if they are going to go for a named talent for this role, and I can feel that they probably will, I think Tom Holland actually isn't a bad choice for this. I know some people might be like, oh, he's already Spider-Man, or I don't know, but I feel like looks-wise, stature-wise, demeanor, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling Tom Holland as Link. Some people want Emma Watson as Zelda. I don't think so. I love Emma Watson, I really do. But I don't know. I think Tom Holland, though, I can see Tom Holland in this. Do you guys see Tom Holland as Link, or is this a big no? Oh, Mushy is saying no. Okay, Emma's saying no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Emma's saying no twice. So that's a big no. Alex is also a no. Okay. Josh Loves Movie says, Tom Holland is already Nathan Drake. I'd rather have someone new. That's true. I forgot he was already in a video game adaptation. You know, that Uncharted movie was not great. I wanted it to be better. It was just not. Yeah, I could see this. Okay, now that you guys say that, I can see people being upset because he is already Nathan Drake. And he was terribly miscast as that. Oh god, Jojo Rod, don't say Florence Pugh as Zelda. Why is Florence Pugh like everyone's go-to white girl casting right now? She doesn't fit every character. Ethan Vega says, nah, Tom Holland is such a generic choice and he's not that great an actor. Oh, I think he is. Oh, you guys are all saying no. I don't see a single person that's saying yes to this. All right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not a good Link. I'm sorry. I like Tom Holland. Why don't you guys like him? Even in this photos, you're still not a fan? Dang, that's pretty messed up. All right, well, maybe no to Tom Holland, but no matter who they get to play this role, as long as they cast it well, I think this movie has a huge chance at being a huge hit. I'm not surprised Hollywood's going into video game movies. I think they have a lot of potential for some huge hits on the horizons with several video games they haven't even announced yet. I'm pretty sure once the strikes are over, we're probably going to get a barrage of announcements of video game adaptations, so subscribe to hear about those. But Zelda's pretty much a no-brainer. I think probably the biggest story out of all of this is the fact that Nintendo is definitely not going the cinematic universe route, because otherwise they would have stayed with Illumination and probably stayed animated. Nintendo Gaming Chair, another super chat. Oh my gosh, you guys are so great. How would Disney screwed up Dragon Ball series due to having movie rights via Fox? Oh no, does Disney own the Dragon Ball series? I did not know that. I mean, isn't Dragon Ball Z like infamous for already having a movie version that was awful? I mean, I feel like the bar is pretty low. If Disney does worse than that, they should just pack it up and go home. Brian Solis says 2024 will be the year for video games. Yeah, I think maybe not 2024 because it takes a while to make these movies, but like by 2025, 2026, oh yeah, I think video game movies are going to be as common as what comic book movies are right now. I think they're probably going to switch as far as like relevancy goes. But we'll see. So, now moving on to the Mean Girls trailer. So, I should probably preface and say that when did this movie come out? This movie came out in like 2005, right? So, I was like, I think I was like 8 or 9 when this movie came out. And this was the first R-rated movie that I saw where I felt like, this was R-rated, right? Or was this PG-13? I don't know. This was like the first like edgy movie I saw as a kid that made me feel like I was all grown up and that I felt very adult watching this movie. So I'm saying this because I'm of the generation who is very fond of the original Mean Girls. I grew up with it. I watched it on repeat. Oh, it was 2004? Okay. Then yeah, it would have been about 8. So yeah, I loved this movie. I've grown up quoting it. I've grown up knowing all of the memes. I think everyone does, even if you didn't grow up with it. I think even Gen Z is well aware of Mean Girls at this point just because there are so many memes. It was PG-13, okay. But yeah, in my mind, I think when I was a kid, I was thinking, ooh, this is like an R-rated movie. I was thinking it was like so salacious. But anyway, I bring all of that up just to say, when I was watching this trailer, I was like, okay, I'm literally seeing a lot of the exact same shots from the first one. I get this is a reboot. This is, essentially the same story, but with different actors. But when I'm looking at it, it's even kind of shot the same way. It's like shot the same way. It's kind of got like some of the same exact, even like frames, like camera frames, some of the same jokes. It looks like it could be good. I'm still going to see it just because I feel like I guess I'm a millennial. I feel like I am beholden to see this just because it's Mean Girls. But I feel like I feel like the original Mean Girls is so iconic. And I know it's based off of the Broadway show, but the original Mean Girls is so iconic. I feel like it can't be redone because we've seen these same tropes and same scenes be like redone and parodized over and over again. Even like celebrities and musicians, they still take scenes from Mean Girls and like do a parody of them in their music videos. Still today, we see those. So I'm just like, this is good. I think it could be good. I don't really know any of these actors very well, but it very much to me just seems like it is the exact same thing. And it just watching this trailer made me wish that we were getting a sequel with the original cast instead of a reboot of the same story. Because they just came out with this Walmart commercial where they have the original cast all together. And I got so much more excitement and so much giddier just watching this commercial than I did watching that trailer. Because it had everyone back. You saw everyone what they look like now. They had their own kids in this trailer, so it was sort of like a mini sequel. We saw that even Katie Heron works at the school now. Literally everyone is in it. I was watching this trailer thinking, this looks okay, but I really wish we were getting a sequel with the original cast instead of just a reboot of the same story again, with the same jokes people have been making fun of and repeating for like over a decade. Actually, like two decades now. This movie's almost 2 decades old. Oh my god, this movie's almost 2 decades old. Tina Fey looks out of place. How did she look out of place? She was in the last one. There's actually a couple of actors that are in the first one that are going to be in the second one. Yeah, Shelley Lee, I agree. Some things should not be effed with. Alex Luciano says, I was hoping it would be like the Walmart commercial. Right? Am I the only one that kind of felt like this Walmart commercial was giving more of the Mean Girls nostalgia that I was looking for? Like, I think this trailer looks okay. It looks okay. I think these actors look like they're doing a fine job. But again, it's like, we're still getting the same scene with the bride. And it's a very iconic scene. If you've seen Mean Girls, everyone knows this scene. But it's like, we have seen this. We have already done this before. I just don't know if you can make something that was already so iconic, even, like, there's no way to improve it, is what I'm saying. Oh, Cheetah Viper, you feel old. I'm sorry. I have not seen the musical. Oh yeah, and this movie is also a musical. That's like the one thing that makes this version different than the last one. And they don't play up the fact that it's a musical at all. I wish they did. Regina is the Renne Rapp actress. This is Regina here. This is the new Regina. And then this is the new Katie. So this is the new, what's her face? Oh my gosh, why am I drawing her blank? Lindsay Lohan, yes. This is the new Lindsay Lohan. So they all have the same, like, actors. I mean, not the same actors. They have the same characters again. They're just all played by different people. But how are you guys feeling about this? Are you guys excited for this new Mean Girls reboot? Or did this trailer do it more for you than it did for me? Nicholas says, I don't know what Janice's problem with Regina is. She's such a good slut. That's what we're saying. You guys are making so many references and quotes in my chat. I'm like, this movie has been quoted and re-quoted and re-parodized and redone over and over and over again for the past 20 years. The last thing this needed was a reboot. They just needed to do a sequel. Oh, Mushy, you don't like the first one. Oh, that's blasphemy. I don't know if I can let that pass. Joshua Munn, you don't like musicals? Oh, no. Yes, Regina was in the musical ad. She just wasn't with the others. Apparently, she almost wasn't in it at all. I guess the actress didn't want to, Rachel McAdams almost didn't want to be in it. I'm not sure why. I don't know, it's not playing anymore. But she is in it. Again, if you guys haven't seen the whole Walmart commercial, it is pretty long. It's actually like almost 2 minutes. And it's kind of almost like a mini Mean Girls 2 summarized in 2 minutes. And I don't know. Also, again, I know this Mean Girls trailer just dropped, so to be fair, it could get time. But I also feel like this Mean Girls Walmart commercial made a lot more of a splash than this Mean Girls trailer did. Like, this has 13.8 million views, and so far on here, this has 3.8, which is still good, but I think the studio's messed up here. They should have gone with the sequel. I hope that if this Mean Girls reboot doesn't do as well, that they don't cancel a potential sequel, because I still think a sequel with the original cast can make $1 billion. I still do, because it's still so iconic and relevant. But with this new cast, I'm not sure. Curlian V says, who asked for a dollar store version of Mean Girls? Oh my god. Well, you're not alone. I was looking at the comments, and some of the people in the comments are saying the same thing you are. Like, this person is saying, if you're just copying the first one, why does this even need to be made? Someone said, this isn't Mean Girls, this is Shein Girls. That's pretty awful. Yeah, this person is also not agreeing with a lot of people not feeling it. Yeah, so, I mean, if you look at the comments, a lot of people are agreeing with you too. Seems like they're also adding the social media factor, which I think is a duh. Also, I think the fact that this Regina George is a very different Regina George than Rachel McAdams. Like, this is Regina. I don't know. Like, this Regina is like, she just gives very different vibes from the old Regina. So I don't know. Oh, Nicholas says, what's Shein? Shein is a popular online fashion website. That's fine. Oh, Joshua really thinks this is gonna flop. Oh, that sucks. I would really hate to see this flop, honestly. Star Film Studio says, I don't care about this movie, so I'm not going to watch Mean Girls, and I'd rather watch Hamilton than Mean Girls. Oh, not you guys saying, ew. Y'all, be nice. Be nice. Not my Regina. Yeah. It's kind of giving Wish, Regina. A little bit. I mean, not to be too mean. But again, this is why it's just not fair to these actors. The original is so iconic, we can't help but compare them. But yeah, it's not a favorable comparison when you really look at it. Not at all. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. And that is, of course, the Marvels. So the Marvels is still not tracking to do very well. In fact, now we finally have reviews. And even the reviews are not doing too hot. It debuted with a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not great. Now, it's not terrible. That's pretty much mixed to negative. And I think, given the reactions I've seen so far, I think the reactions to this movie might be pretty mixed to negative. But the fact that this movie has a rotten score at all is pretty terrible. I mean, this is like the kiss of death for this movie, essentially. We've been talking about how this movie is just like pre-sales are terrible. No one seems to be interested in this movie. Interest is actually dropping. So this movie needed great glowing reviews, I think, to really turn things around. And this is a 54% in a rotten score in Rotten Tomatoes is not going to turn things around. Unfortunately. Yeah, Cheetah Viper. I have, in fact, because I told you guys I am still continuing to segment these videos from my live stream since I know they're getting long. I do have another segment. I segmented the Black Girl Magic segment. That video is coming out after my live stream, so look forward to that. I hope you guys do check that out. Nicholas says, those reviews are the nail in the coffin for this one. Yeah, I mean, the reviews are also pretty terrible. Like, the ones that don't like this movie, like, they go in. Like, it's bad. Like, in fact, if you look at all of the MCU's lowest rated projects post-Endgame, look at this. The Marvels now sits with Secret Invasion, Eternals, and Quantumania. This is not the company that the Marvels wants to find itself in, yet it does, unfortunately. Again, this is the very, very last thing that the Marvels needed. I think this is only going to sink the movie further, unfortunately. Evil Connor, there is music in the Mean Girls trailer. They played a Olivia Rodrigo song, which is why I didn't play the music. But anyway. So, Greg Alba from The Real Rejects, he actually admitted on Twitter that this was the first MCU film where they gave everyone a ticket for free alcohol. So, Marvel knew that this movie was a stinker. They knew that the critics probably weren't going to like this, so they were intentionally trying to liquor up the critics who saw this movie to get them to be more favorable to it, and it still didn't work. Do you know how bad that is? These critics were like half buzzed, half drunk, and they still gave it a bad review. This is awful. This is also a huge, huge admission of how sad and desperate they are at Marvel that they even thought this was necessary. Like, this is embarrassing, actually. Handing out beer at the door, trying to make sure your critics are drunk before they see your movie. Like, oof, this is a bad look. This is a very bad look. It is pretty hilarious. It is. And unfortunately, again, because a lot of these reviews are very bad, Greg Alba says he wished he was drunk while he was watching this, which is not great. Getting to some other reviews, Sean Chandler, who has also watched this show, says he feels like the Marvels is 4 movies duct taped together with reshoots. When it's Miss Marvel Season 2, I had lots of fun. The main plot feels like Captain Marvel 3, like it's the sequel to a movie we haven't seen. Often hilarious, villain is weak, big chunks of the movie feel like they're missing. This seems to be sort of the reoccurring theme I'm seeing from a lot of these reviews. They're saying, like, the villain's bad, the script is a bit of a mess, the pacing is all over the place, but they do like Iman Vellani and a couple of the other, like, dynamics between the girls. That seems to be, like, the general consensus here. But there are some much, much more savage reviews. So Christian Harloff, who's usually, like, very kind about these kinds of things, he went in on this movie, so I know that this movie must be at least a little bit bad. He said, just saw the Marvels. The chemistry is there with the leads. The storyline with Carol and Monica works. Kamala is charming. Unfortunately, that's all this movie has. Sloppy plot, uneven script, and 2 bits that single-handedly almost bring down the movie. This is a big miss. So, sorry if you heard that in the background. Again, can't handle all these chimes. But anyway, this is awful. A sloppy plot, uneven script. These aren't exactly ringing endorsement here. Not at all. In fact, it's sounding like this movie might actually be pretty bad. I know not everyone disliked it. As Ethereal Dragon just pointed out, Grace Randolph, as apparently she's very in love with this movie. She liked this movie a lot. So some people do like it. I know you guys hear Prancer. Prancer! Shh. Thank you. I know some people do like this movie. That's why I said the reaction is, like, generally mixed. But the fact that it's mixed at all, and these are, like, the initial critics who are supposed to be super positive, it's a very, very bad sign. I'm so sorry you guys are hearing this. Really, really apologize. Oh no. I'm sorry. Shelley Lee says, if Grace likes a movie, I tend to not like it. I know Grace usually has, like, the opposite opinion a lot of the time, so I'm not entirely surprised that she did like it. No, Prancer! Shh! 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 Stop it. Alright, we're good. Thank you. So, moving on. I just had to get that, because I know if it's annoying me, it must be annoying you. I'm sorry. So, another review. The Marvels is a mixed bag. Some called it fun, but may not blow everyone away. Iman Vellani is a gem. The power snaps and team bonding were a good time. This felt like a 60% Marvel movie and 40% Disney movie. It's not for everyone, but low expectations can help. Great post-credit scene. Yeah, if people who have seen your movie are saying low expectations are great, that's not a ringing endorsement. Also, 40% Disney movie? I also feel like nowadays that is also not a ringing endorsement. Why did they feel the need to even add this point at all? This makes me very nervous. This makes me feel like this is a very Disney-fied Marvel movie, and I don't even know what that means because there's already been a lot of Disney-fied Marvel movies. So it's very concerning. Hi, I Heart Tidia. Arvin, yeah, they've been spoiling almost everything in these trailers. Like, it's actually gotten ridiculous. But moving on, there's a lot of bad reviews here. Now, because the sort of general environment around Marvel has gotten extremely toxic recently, I've been telling you guys I wouldn't be surprised if there are a lot of stars who are just like, you know what, I don't think I even want to deal with Marvel anymore, or I don't think I even want to, be part of a superhero franchise anymore. And lo and behold, we get Jeremy Allen White from The Bear, who is already like, you know what, I don't think I need Marvel. He's an up-and-coming star. 5 years ago, an up-and-coming star like him would have been like, oh yeah, please sign me up for Marvel. But this time, he's just like, I think I played it all wrong. Apparently someone tried to approach him for a Marvel-like movie. And he said, they were like, F you, and I was like, right on. Basically, he just didn't feel like he had to be a part of it. He said something like, I don't think that being a part of a superhero franchise should be the pinnacle of an actor's career. And I think that's very interesting because this is the first time I've heard an up-and-coming actor say something like, yeah, that I'm not even interested in joining Marvel. Like, I feel like this is very much the first in people, like, turning, like, not just the general public, but even actors turning against Marvel. Like, if they can't even get good talent to be part of their franchise, they're truly effed. Like, truly effed. Now, Kevin Feige was on the red carpet recently at the Marvel's premiere, and he got asked a lot of questions. Kevin Feige, apparently he's no longer doing his Star Wars film. I think that's not surprising. He has a lot on his plate with Marvel, so there's no way that he could also do a Star Wars movie. So this makes a lot of sense. But he also confirmed that they're still working on something with Scarlett Johansson. It's some surprise secret thing. I don't know what this is. Apparently she's not going to be back as Black Widow. It's unrelated, but she's doing something. Don't know what. But he also says he hasn't talked to anyone about bringing back Iron Man and Black Widow. We talked about this in a few live streams ago, that there are apparently rumors that they wanted to bring back Iron Man, and in fact that Robert Downey Jr. had already signed. But according to Kevin Feige, that is all just rumor, and they haven't even talked about it. Now, he might be lying. I don't always believe everything Kevin Feige says, but I do think it's interesting that is at least one rumor he's completely shot down. Honestly, I kind of get from this interview that they don't really have a solid plan. The interviewer kept asking Kevin, like, oh, what are your plans for the future of Marvel? What do you want to do? And Kevin just kind of kept saying, like, oh, let's just focus on the Marvels and Loki. Let's just focus on the here and now. Like, he was very reluctant to give anything out about the future, because he probably doesn't know, to be honest. At least that's how it came across to me in the interview. Josh Loves Movies says, we have gotten more canceled Star Wars movies than actual Star Wars movies made. Right? I mean, how many canceled Star Wars movies do we have now? They should just stop announcing movies, truly. Manuel Medrano says, it's funny, it seems like back then top-paid celebrities firstly didn't get paid as much as nowadays, but also saw superhero movies as more of a novel niche. I mean, this whole thing goes in waves. It used to be like people didn't want to be in superheroes and everyone wanted to be in superhero movies, and now it seems like people don't want to be back in them again. It's all a pendulum effect. Joshua Munn says, translation, we're bringing them all back. Please watch our movies again. Oh, interesting. So you also don't believe Kevin here? Honestly, I don't believe him either. He does say we'll have to see, which I feel like is translation of, yeah, we're definitely doing it. I'm just not going to confirm it here on a carpet. But yeah, who knows? I think they probably need something big to bring people back. Bringing back Iron Man might be it. I've told you guys in a previous live stream, I'm not even sure that will 100% do it, but I can see why they'd want to try. Overall, I just think the Marvels is looking like it's going to be a huge box office disaster, and the entire marketing campaign that's led up to it has been a joke. I mean, I told you guys, remember that I told you, like, for some reason, their entire marketing campaign has been around cats for some reason? Well, you know that sphere in Vegas? Why? They didn't put Brie Larson's face on it. They didn't put Iman Vellani's face on it. They didn't put Teyonah Parris's face on it. But you know what they spent probably millions of dollars on to put on that giant Vegas sphere? That dang cat. That cat is getting more promotion than Brie Larson. Why do they think this cat is like just a deal breaker? Why do they think this cat, Flurkin, why do they think this Flurkin is just such a done deal to sell this movie that the only thing they put on this thing is that freaking cat? What is with this cat content, cat marketing? I don't understand the focus on cats. I really don't. The random viewer says, if they don't bring Iron Man and Cat back, that might backfire. It would be the clearest sign that they have lost the plot. If they do bring them back, they have to do it well, and I think they should only do it in Secret Wars and not something lesser than that. It really has to be a big deal. Okay, Edgerman is a big Goose fan. Okay. Nature Rosa says, because cats rule the internet. All right. I'm sorry if I've offended some cat people. Clearly I have in the chat. Was not my intention. I just think that of all the things that they could focus on, like marketing for this movie to try to actually build anticipation, why the cat? Millions of dollars on this cat. I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, moving on to the member question. I did ask you guys, because I remember I wanted to try to keep it a little positive. I've been asking very negative questions lately. But I asked you guys, with all the doom and gloom that's been going on with Marvel lately, what are you guys actually looking forward to? So, I've got a lot of great questions. Again, thank you for being members. I've got 10 new members right off the bat. Thank you to Shelly Lee. And, oh no, who else was it that gave the chats? Oh no, I have to go all the way back to the beginning. Who else was it? It was Dadpool, that was it. It was going to bug me if I couldn't remember. But thank you for Dadpool and Shelly Lee. We have 10 new members, so if you guys want to comment, now is your chance. I'll refresh again. But starting with Real Lynn, really not a lot, but I do hope they manage to do Daredevil, Blade, and Deadpool 3, Secret Wars, and the X-Men introductions well. Those are the current properties I hope they really do well adapting. I also hope Spider-Man 4 and Fantastic Four end up well, but those I'm not sure on the reception of. Marvel adjacent-wise, I'm looking forward also to the eventual Beyond the Spider-Verse film and the upcoming Wolverine video game. I think Marvel should really delve more into video games. I know the Avengers video game they didn't work out, but I really think that was just one bad project. I think they have a lot of potential in the video game space. Also hoping for a potential Miles Morales or any other Spider Hero person movie. Yeah, where is the Miles Morales movie? That feels like pretty much a given, right? Although not sure what to make of Madam Web, as the character is heavily tied to the Spider-Verse comics and the web of life of it all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Madam Web movie is not going to do well. That just feels like a Morbius Part 2 situation to me. That and the Kraven the Hunter movie. What is Zoog Disney, Manuel? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Burning Daylighter says, overall, I would say Secret Wars. I feel like that's the only project that Marvel will make sure is done right. Man, if they don't do Secret Wars right, they might have to take a break and pause for like 10 years. I'm not even kidding. I would love to say Blade, but it's been through so many false starts and scraps that I fear it will be mishandled. Marvel can't handle another speed bump and delay for this project. They will end up canceling it altogether or rush it, which is never a good thing, but I have faith and great optimism that Secret Wars will be epic. I think Secret Wars has the potential to be great. I mean, the only reason I think fans are excited for Secret Wars is because that's the movie where they want to just, like, put all the superheroes in one film and, like, make them fight each other. Like, that's the movie where we might get, like, Wolverine versus Spider-Man or something crazy like that. It could be fun. I just hope that the road to it is earned. So, like, all of that fan service feels earned and not hollow. That's my biggest concern for Secret Invasion. Although I am looking forward to it. M8 says, movies I'm interested in seeing are Captain America 4, Deadpool 3, and Secret Wars. I just hope they do them well. I'm very curious about Captain America 4. I can't say I'm super excited for it, but I am curious to see how they handle She-Hulk, because She-Hulk was not well received, and she's supposed to be in this movie. Very curious to see what they do with her. Shelley Lee says, I will go and see the Marvels because I am curious about and want to show support for Nia DaCosta. So I guess that this is the only Marvel thing I am looking forward to. You know what? The fact that Marvel has been trying so hard, or at least someone at Disney's marketing publicity office has been trying to throw Nia DaCosta under the bus for this movie, has made me more of a Nia fan than I was before. Before I was just neutral, but the fact that they're trying to clearly put all the blame for this movie on her has just put a bad taste in my mouth. So I totally get you, Shelley. Yeah, Cheetah Viper, I'm pretty sure everyone has forgotten about Kraven the Hunter. I don't think that movie's going to do well either, unfortunately. Ethan Vega says, I was just thinking about suggesting that for the past few days, because it feels like the channel was getting too negative. Oh, sorry. I'm looking forward to Cat 4, obviously Deadpool 3, Fantastic Four, Kang Dynasty, and obviously Secret Wars. Well, the reason that was getting negative is because we just got that Variety article and there's still just been like nonstop negative news about Marvel. I'll cover positive news when we get positive news, but there just hasn't been a lot of positive news, unfortunately. The legendary movie critic says, I'm looking forward to Echo, Daredevil, Born Again, Deadpool 3, Venom 3, Agatha, Fantastic Four, and X-Men 97, and Spider-Man 4 and Spider-Man Freshman Year. Oh, Silk, what is this? Silk Spider Society, I don't even know that one. And Spider-Man Noir, and Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, Shang-Chi 2, Eternals 2, Doctor Strange 3, the Wakanda series, Ironheart, Armor Wars, Thunderbolts, Blade, Avengers, Secret Wars. I mean, I think you just said everything, right? Did you leave out anything? I think that's everything. I'm so glad that you're still very excited about all of this stuff, Josh. I'm glad that all of this, what's going on with the Marvels and, I know you haven't liked every Marvel movie that has come out recently, so the fact that you're still very excited about all of this is very great. I'm happy for you, genuinely. Rachel Reed's Romance says, I'm looking forward to Daredevil, Deadpool 3, and Fantastic Four. Oh, wait. Yeah, I feel like not many of you guys are mentioning Fantastic Four, which is surprising. Only a few of you have. Yeah, I think they also need Fantastic Four to be a major hit. I hope it is. But I don't know. It seems like a lot of you guys keep forgetting about it, which is not a good thing. Cheetah Viper says, the Agatha show. Yes, thank you. We're like one of 12 people, or two of 12 people. I love Deadpool, but I'm worried about being let down by Doctor Strange too. WandaVision was fun, and I've seen Agatha act in different stuff. I'll watch or do you mean Catherine Hahn? You've seen Catherine Hahn act in different stuff? I'll watch Echo for Kingpin because I like the Netflix Daredevil show. You know what? I think that Echo trailer did wonders for Echo as a series. Like, no one cared about that show. No one cared about Echo at all. And then that trailer dropped, and suddenly everyone's like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll watch that Echo show. So, hats off to the editor who made that trailer because I feel like they just turned that show's fate entirely around. They made it actually look like it could be a good show, so we'll see. Cheetah Viper, Joshua Munn says Deadpool 3 and Secret Wars if they ever get finished/made. Well, Deadpool 3 is definitely getting made. I mean, it's already halfway done. Secret Wars should definitely get made. I think out of the two Avengers movies they announced, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars is much more likely to get made. I actually think they probably are going to get rid of Kang Dynasty because I think they're moving away from Kang. But yeah, I think Secret Wars is definitely happening. Star Film Studios says, well, I'm not sure what the positive side of Marvel, but I will try. So I think Marvel will start making games and using those games to make movies out of it and stop making series or at least make it better. And maybe Marvel will make a gaming studio for PC and even more. But really, I don't know what will happen. I know that they're going to die and get bankrupt. Oh my God. So this person is calling for bankruptcy and so is Dadpool. Oh my gosh, 2 people calling for bankruptcy. Like I said, there's a lot of people who have just been waiting for the day that, wait, hold on, Joshua, the actor strike isn't ending? Wait, did they just announce something about the actor strike? Sorry, I got distracted. Did they announce the actor strike isn't ending? Oh, that's awful if that's true. Wait, what? Oh man, is it because of the AI stuff, Joshua? Please let me know. But anyway, I don't know if Marvel will ever go bankrupt. I think they'll still have Spider-Man and the X-Men and, other things that'll keep them afloat. I just think that this current roster that they've got going on just needs to go away. They got to reboot and start over with more important, more popular characters. Jokes Yes, jokes apart, maybe Shang-Chi 2 or a Gambit movie if they ever manage to revive the project. Will we get Shang-Chi 2? When will we get that? Because Shang-Chi came out in like 2021, right? I feel like by the time we get a sequel, it's going to be like 5 years later at minimum. I wouldn't mind a sequel, but how long is it going to take to get here? Oh no, Joshua! So it's true? Oh no! Hold on, now I have to see. Wait, what? No! I'm checking the SAG update. Are you kidding? Where did they post this? I don't see it anywhere yet. Hollywood on tenterhooks. Imminent deal looks dim as SAG continues to study latest offer. Oh no. So there's an article from Deadline that says that an imminent deal looks dim. It doesn't say it's not going to happen, but it is saying that it's not looking good, which is basically language for it might not happen. Oh no. Oh no, this is awful. No. No. Okay. Well. I did say at the beginning, when the SAG strike first happened, I did say I didn't think this thing was ending until next year. I was hoping to be wrong. I really, truly was. I thought it was about to be. I thought it was going to be over. But this is not good. Oh, this is not good. But anyway, we'll talk more about the deal tomorrow. I'm going to look more information. I just kind of briefly looked through the headline through the article, so maybe there's more to it than I'm thinking right now. But yeah, that did not look like a good headline. Okay, so I love that we get breaking news in the middle of my live stream. That's great. All right. Anyway, getting back to this. So Nicholas Wilson, you're looking forward to the end. Okay, maybe Agatha. I love how you don't care about anything but Agatha. Watch Agatha be a surprise huge hit. Like, watch Agatha, of all things, be a surprise hit. Because, like, suddenly we're all excited, or at least people are admitting they're excited. That'd be so funny. And also, if it is a huge hit, make the Wanda movie, because it's only because of Wanda if it's a hit. RuPaul's Drag Race superfan says, nothing except Deadpool. I am basically done with Marvel. They have shown time and time again to not trust them. I don't anymore. I don't even give a dang about the X-Men or Fantastic Four, because I don't even know if Marvel will exist by the time they get to the properties. The superhero shows I love now is The Boys and Gen V. Oh, I love The Boys. The Boys is hands down, like, probably one of my favorite shows airing right now. Homelander's a great character. Yeah, it's kind of hard for Marvel to compete with something like The Boys, because Disney can never do something like that. But yeah, The Boys is a good show. It's very sad that we're seeing a lot of Marvel fans basically just be totally done. It really sucks. I know you're excited for Deadpool, that's great. I'm excited for Deadpool as well. I'm excited for Deadpool, Agatha, Secret Wars. I'm actually excited for Daredevil Born Again. I have hope for that as well. I'm excited for a lot. I am. I know I sound very negative most of the time, but I am still excited for a lot. But, you know, I also got to be honest when I think, you know, something's not going well and Marvel's not going well. Anyway, Agerman says, I really want a Wanda movie, right? Where is the Wanda movie? Where is it? That is like the most obvious thing they should greenlight today. The CoverGirl official says, not much since I was never into Marvel. Fair enough. Evil Connor just wants this all to be gone. Yeah, a lot of people are not sad at all that Marvel's on the decline because they've been waiting for this for ages. Yeah, this is crazy. I cannot believe this is about the SAG thing is true. That's crazy. Didn't I say, again, this is another thing that I predicted. Didn't I say that AI was going to be the thing to make this strike go on forever? Didn't I say that? Unfortunately, I was right. Editing Geek says, I just read the article and the headline was clickbait. Oh, is that true? Because if that's Deadline saying it, though. Nicholas says that Deadline article reads like a doom-scrolly headline with no actual new info like COVID in 2020. It could just be a marketing, or not marketing, could be a negotiating tactic to try to scare people through the press to try to like get the SAG to agree to something. That could be why Deadline put that article out. Or maybe they are being truthful for once and like they're actually reporting that like things might not actually go well. I don't know. I'm going to read the article myself, but yeah. Very, very nervous about that. That is not the headline that I wanted to read. But anyway, I hope this strikes in soon. I really do. But that is actually the last thing. Let me refresh again to see if I missed anything. Okay. Alex Luciano says, I love Spider-Man and the Spider-Man movies. Sad he's been dragged down to the MCU. It was better when he was alone. I agree. I honestly feel like the way they were trying to turn Spider-Man into Iron Man was just not working for me. I'm glad they reversed that with the last Spider-Man movie, though. The Spider-Verse movies are at least not in the MCU. At least I have the Spider-Man games. So as far as Marvel, they need to bring popular characters like Scarlet Witch in their own movie, and not have C to Z characters, only the good ones that drive good stories. Sadly, Marvel has a say in who gets what, because even in comics and games, they push certain things like trying to make Miss Marvel fetch. Love the Mean Girls reference. In the Avengers game, and that flopped. Yeah, it seems like they've been trying to make Miss Marvel happen for a minute, and it's just, she's not catching on, unfortunately. Before, when I used to read comics, we had the saying, make mine Marvel, which was because Marvel was actually good. Now, just make good movies with good stories and characters we care about. It just sounds so basic when you say it like that, but it really is all they have to do. Make good stories with characters we care about, because that's just kind of not what they're doing. I think that was the last one, right? Oh no, Arvin also commented. I'm really tired of multiverse and timeline. I want to know about other parts of this world. For example, Guardians of the Galaxy was about the space part of the MCU, and it was really great and interesting. Let's focus on magic. The part gives me magical creatures and witches. I want that Agatha, whatever the title is, or Scarlet Witch project. See, another Agatha fan. Watch this Agatha show be a huge hit. I can so see it happening. I can see it happening. Also, I'd love a spin-off of Jonathan Majors Saves the Day. No. What if it was just a spin-off of, like, Jonathan Majors going to stop and save, like, random high school fights? And it was just, like, Jonathan Majors, peace advocate. I don't think even that would turn his reputation around. But thank you. I think that was everything. I think I got everyone's comment. Thank you all for posting. Thank you for being members. I deeply appreciate it. And thank you for supporting the channel. All right, so that was the last topic. I'm actually glad that we were able to wrap this all up in under an hour because Oppenheimer is coming back to IMAX. I never got to see it in 70 millimeter, so that's actually what I'm about to go do. I'm going to see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter. Maybe my opinion on the movie will change. I hope it does. I genuinely do. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. This was a great live stream. I love talking to you guys. Thank you all for joining and being members. This is great. You guys were so generous and kind this stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. We'll be talking about the Shrek news that dropped and more of the SAG news, if it's true that the SAG strike is still going on. That would suck. We'll talk about it more in detail tomorrow. But this was really great. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll also let you know if I like Oppenheimer more. I hope I do. I really do. But I'll see you